Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your September 2025 reading. My name is NiJiLL, and you have found Alchemy. Okay. I don't know if you watched your full 2025 reading, but these are the cards we pulled from September. We re-pulled them, and as promised, here we are, building a reading around them. So I'm going to go over these again in case you didn't listen to it. I do invite you to listen to it. It's a pretty short reading. It does encompass 3 months. The overarching energy on the top was for the whole fall. And I go into a lot more detail with these cards that are actually pretty interesting. One's from Sweden and one is from the UK. So anyway, yeah, I do go into more detail, but I am going to go over them so this way you're not lost in case you didn't or in case you don't remember, okay? So let's go over this. As always, I have to move everything out of the way. So you, if you remember correctly, you did pull the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands in this deck, there are two. This is the alternative version. You know, the Four of Wands, they're usually under some sort of pergola type thing. And they look sort of like they've reached the finish line. They're happy. They're content. This is more of a celebratory card. It's almost like a maypole. Do you see them holding on to that? Holding on to that. I don't know. It's not rope. It's more ribbon, right? They have headpieces on. They're dancing around something. It looks celebratory. It looks like it may have something to do with the home, but I'm not sure. Yeah, but this is a good card even in the alternative version. It's just a little bit different. And what was fascinating during that fall reading is that, you know, we pulled this, but then we pulled these cards right after it, which is interesting. You did pull the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords in this Swedish deck is very interesting. Look at it. I mean, I go into some details about this in the other reading, and it's pretty fascinating, but there is a web present here, and I'm not going to rehash it, but it really, even if you just go back and listen to that one thing, very interesting card in this deck anyway. The Three of Swords in this deck represents some sort of a web. By the way, this is pure fire. This is not associated with any sign from in this deck and in this deck. The Three of Swords is Saturn in Libra. And in short, the Three of Swords in this deck is pain caused by a spun web. A web of either your own making that you got caught up in, or perhaps a web that someone else had spun that you ignored for a long time. You ignored the sticky parts of that web and you got caught in it, and your tears are freeing you now, right? Your tears from the situation are freeing you. It's interesting that you pulled some of these cards after that card. But anyway, so you pulled the Three of Swords, and you also pulled the Emperor in reverse. And even in this deck, the Emperor is pure Aries energy. And we know that the Emperor is a very powerful figure. He controls the whole deck. He's very structured. He pretty much has everything, owns everything. He's a symbol of power. He's a symbol of Aries, the ram. And when he is in reverse, there is a feeling of powerlessness in some matter here. There is a feeling of powerlessness. There's a feeling of sadness. But there is also this feeling of release, because that spider is releasing itself from a web. It doesn't look easy, but it looks like it's necessary. And it looks like this person, and I do believe this person is you, is releasing themselves. You are feeling powerless in the I don't know, you're feeling powerless, but there is some sort of celebratory energy going on simultaneously. Period. End of story, right? You do have the Nine of Swords, and look at how different the Nine of Swords is in this deck. You have Mars and Gemini energy. This represents a relationship. See the yin and yang, right? And I go into great detail about this card in the other deck, but in short, right? You learn something about a relationship. It was out of balance, to say the least. It was hurtful, to say the least. There is something that, at least in the month of September, at least for part of the month, you're thinking about it. I don't know why. There could be something that comes up. Let's look. But I have to tell you, the largest card in this deck, or in this pull, is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is celebratory. So definitely keep that where close to your heart here. You do have the Eight of Cups coming in sideways, and you know the Eight of Cups is Saturn and Pisces energy. deciding whether to work on something or walk away. Do you walk away from something entirely? Or, I mean, listen, this doesn't have to be a relationship. It could be a work situation. It could be for at least one of you. hmm But do you continue to work on this, or do you put your efforts elsewhere? This is a decision you're going to be making. And these two cards came out together. It was the Assistance card and the Awakening card. And I like these cards, especially with all the crap that's going on here, because you have the Awakening. What are you awakening to? It does say remember. What are you remembering? Was there a web that you ignored, that you ended up getting caught up in? Was there? Was there a web that somebody else spun to try to ensnare you and it didn't work? And you're awakening to that person and what they're about? Could be. But you're getting assistance here, and it says spirit guides, and this could mean anything. It could mean actual spirit guides. It could mean, your ancestors. Could mean your angels, God, Jesus, Allah, whatever it is you pray to, whatever it is you believe in. It could be you, your higher self, right? Whatever it is you believe in that gives you that push when you need it the most is what is going to be assisting you either in this decision or this time. There's a lot of good mixed in here. But what's fascinating, right? You do have two number fours, and two number fours, it's bright. It's on the precipice of a confusing time. And maybe the confusion starts here. But what I like about it, and what's ironic about it, is that we add this up and break it down, we get Pluto energy. And we all know Pluto is an Aquarius. It's going to stay that way forever. It feels that way anyway, right? And I'm sure if you're an Aquarius, you already know what the heck I'm talking about. If not, Google it, because it's really important for us, whether you're a sun, moon, or rising, especially rising and sun, especially, but even the moon, okay? Or if you have a stellium. But the bottom line is a very, very, very impactful time for us. And this, my friend, is Pluto. And what's fascinating here is right next to it, this is the card that came out astrologically for you. And man, this has been happening for a few months, one way or the other. Pluto has been coming out in your readings the last few months, and it seems to be getting more and more intense here. The changes that are happening, Pluto is the ruling planet of Scorpio too. The changes that are happening are painful, they're hard, they're rites of passage in many ways. They're bridging you, and there's the bridge, from one place to another. And the more you fight against it, the harder it's going to be. Definitely. Look right under this card. Look at this card. It's right under the Pluto card. Doesn't look easy, right? This could be Pluto. Now, this card can be interpreted so many ways. It depends on the reading. Sometimes it is obviously a crushing force that looks like can't be beat. You can't pick that up. You can't do it. But sometimes it can be interpreted as the hand of God coming down to relieve you of that. When I say God, once again, it could mean whatever it means to you. Okay, it could be the hand of spirit guides, God, angels, your ancestors, relieving you of this pressure. This could be the pressure of Pluto bearing down on you. But no matter what, in this reading, I really see this person as actually doing it. It's like a David and Goliath type thing. If that is pressure, it doesn't look easy, but you're doing it. If that is pressure, this could be the hand of your spirit guides helping you. Glancing at your cards, that's the way it looks to me, but let's see. Yeah, we have dogs and peacock. When we look at dogs, I mean, it does say getting together with friends, but this is loyalty. And you may have two friends in particular. When I say friends, could be family members. It could be spirit guides. There are two energies around you that are very, very supportive. Supportive, loyal, protective. Peacock. It says beware of great pride. I'm not really feeling a beware here, but I am seeing the peacock. Peacocks can mean resurrection. They can, they're pride. It's pride, beauty, confidence. It's maybe something that you're rebuilding for yourself. You may be coming from a time of where you didn't have too much confidence, maybe because of something that happened, maybe because of your past. It does look very glow up. It looks very glow up to me. But you're going to be having some more confidence in yourself, some more pride. This could, again, represent that resurrection energy, you know, the ugly duckling turning into a swan in one form or another, either inside, outside, or both. So you have here something unlocking, right? It says what was locked can now be opened. There may have been something that was locked from your, it was locked away from you. It's opening this month here, Aquarius. That could have something to do with money. It could have something to do with a relationship. We don't know yet. But there is that bridge that we talked about, connecting pathways, overcoming divides, that bridging energy, going from one point to another. And that has come out in your readings too. It has. Pretty interesting. You do have the rabbit here, and the rabbit, it says cleverness. It says you've been going through difficult times. It is time to think outside the box to find solutions. This is also a reminder to avoid neglecting your creative side. If you have let creative projects lapse, it may be time to pick them back up again. But there is clever energy coming through. When I choose these animals too, if you start to see rabbits throughout the month of September, let that be a reminder that your spirit guides are helping you. And again, whatever that means to you, some sort of spiritual energy is helping you, is protective of you, and is there. And the dual meaning here, of course, is that it's very fertile energy, very fertile energy. Rabbits can be very anxious as well, so this may be coupled with some anxiety. You do have hello again. Oh, I like this, recycle. So you may be recovering. What did we say? Yeah, you may be recovering from something. When I see, this is number 21, by the way, when I see the recycle card, it could have dual meanings. You could be crossing a bridge, unlocking a door, and seeing someone that you haven't seen in a while. Also, you could be healing from something that's gone on, right? A healing energy, recovery from something. Could be recovery from an illness, could be recovery from a mental illness, could be recovery from a pain. That 3 of Swords energy, that 9 of Swords energy, that's anxiety. That's pain. And there is a recovery card here as well. You do have the Pioneer card. And what's interesting is when we add 1 and 9 together, we get Pluto again. Pluto coming out over and over. But it says independence, self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and in work and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life you desire. So self-sufficiency here is a key term for you here. There is something going on about self-sufficiency. You want independence from something. You want independence in general. That is your thing. I mean, that's an Aquarian thing. We don't like being under someone's thumb. Even if we love the person, we just don't like it. You know, we like having our independence for sure. And being that is coupled with Pluto energy, you know, it's even more so. You do have the fault line. And the fault line is number 49 in this deck. Now, I don't know if you watched the shuffle and layout, but this did originally come out sideways, right? The crack is long overdue. This has been under pressure for a long time. It developed very slowly. Maybe you didn't notice it. Maybe the people around you didn't notice it. But that crack did develop slowly. But it became a problem recently. It became a gaping crack. There is a fix for this, but it requires a foundational shift that alters the current dynamic that's going on. You are moving back to ground zero. And being that this came in sideways, this is a decision you're going to have to make when you acknowledge this crack. There is a crack. There's a fault line. Now, do you mend the crack? I don't know. There is something going on here that you have to acknowledge it. You have to understand the origins, that it's been there for a very long time. And it's like a hairline crack that slowly went like this. And then you maybe didn't notice it until it became a foundational problem. It's time to shift your foundation here, Aquarius. You need to shift. You need to change a dynamic in your life. It's really super important. You do have the which is ruin here. You have the male, and if you notice, it was pointing right down towards this fault line, right? This is the ruin of Aries. It is the ruin of Mars, the male ruin. This ruin is the ruin of yes, right? If it's a yes or no question, yes is the answer here. It's a warrior ruin. And when this comes out, when we get a chance to do something, we avoid hesitation. You act with speed. There is speed indicated here. There is something that's going to happen with speed. Something, you may have been stagnating in a certain way, or maybe your life was just, but this something is going to speed up. You have these letters here: the Z, M as in mom, H as in Helen, and X as in X. Now, when I see the first, let me tell you, like, this could be someone's initials. It could be a restaurant. It could be an airport. It could be like LAX, just have a broad mind. This could be a company. This could be a hotel, a street name, things like that. Sometimes when I see the word X, it is you Xing something out of your life. No more, right? Giant X over it. But keep these handy because one of them or all of them will mean something to you by the end of now. Here are your 3 legs. And like I always tell you, they can come in order. I broke your month up into thirds. They can come in order. For many of you, they do, but for some of you, they don't. Sometimes the last leg can come first. This is not a science, right? So, like I always tell you, have a broad mind. This is situational, okay? The larger cards, I do not take them in reverse, but I take note of them when they do come in reverse, okay? So let's start with leg 1. I'll call it leg 1. Leg 1, you have the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is it's Mercury in Sagittarius energy. Now, this originally came in reverse, right? Now, this may be embracing something that you may have been unsure of, right? Because the Page of Wands is a new journey, a new project, something that you're excited about. That Wands energy. It could be a new relationship. It could be a new job. It could be a new goal. Something that's young, something that's new, right? But at first you weren't sure about it. You were like, I don't know. But it is in the upright now, and I do think that your attitude is either changing towards it or has completely changed towards it. And you have first card up. Interesting. So you have the 7 of Swords here coming in reverse. Uranus and Aquarius. Now this could have, it could have many meanings in different readings. But in my opinion, because of all the other cards and because of the general energy of this reading, this could be a break from negative patterns, right? Or a break from survival mode. Sometimes like this can be a card of strategy, right? And sometimes when we're over strategizing and we're stuck in a loop and we're not really accomplishing anything but that, or it could be a negative pattern like that where you're going round and round and round. There's a break here. And sometimes survival mode can do that to you too, right? But there is a break here, and I think this page is responsible for it. You do have the Knight of Swords, and this too is Uranus and Aquarius energy. So you have even more Aquarius energy here, and you can see it's courage, it's determination, it's fast thinking. What did I say? Speed. Things will start speeding up. It is courage, it's determination, it's something you're charging towards, something you may not have been terribly excited about, And here you have the Devil. And look at that. Look at that rendition. You see, sometimes the devil doesn't come to us as an ugly demon. Sometimes he comes to us as everything we've ever wanted. But, this card gets a bad rap in general, right? Sometimes it is a negative card. Capricorn energy here. But it is being lured or lulled into a romantic, lusty, hot, sexual encounter. Now, this could be somebody trying to woo you. This could be someone getting their way with you. This could be you the same way getting your way with someone else. There is some sort of passionate energy here, right? Absolutely. Definitely. And I'm not feeling negative about it, all right? Now, these cards at the bottom, This month I'm doing undertones. All right, so that's the energy for one leg of your month. But the undertone here, you're going to be concerned about family and tribe, right? Doesn't necessarily, it's not negative, it's not positive. It's just something that, for different reasons, for different Aquarius, the undertone of this leg is you're going to be focused on family. What's going on in your family? There may be something going on, right? For better or for worse here. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Venus energy. That doesn't surprise me with that devil, right? Beauty, love, romance. Could be goals too. I mean, honestly, when we look at Venus energy, that is our money as well, right? So you could have two things going on here very, very easily. All in all, it's pretty cool energy here. Aquarius now on leg 2. Let me see if I can move this a little bit. I always do this to myself. I always pull so many cards, right? Yeah, so you have the 3 of Pentacles here for your second leg. And your second leg, I mean, it's a 3 of Pentacles is Mars and Capricorn. And you could tell they're collaborating, right? This could be you collaborating at work with brand new people or with people. It looks like a collaboration of sorts, right? Collaboration about your finances, a collaboration about your goals, a collaboration at your job. Doesn't look negative, doesn't look, it actually does look positive. It does look positive. So there is some sort of collaboration. I'm saying it's new because it's your biggest card. It's in the upright. It didn't come in reverse. And right after it, you have the Fool. And the Fool is brand new energy. It is energy, right? Gemini, Aquarius energy. A brand new, exciting path you're on. Do you think that this has something to do with money? You have 2 sideways cards here, okay? Which are, in my readings anyway, they're decisions. You have the 10 of Pentacles. And I think that whatever it is that's going on here on this leg, you're trying to decide whether this has staying power. Is this something you're going to stick with long term? Does it offer you long-term security? Does it offer you long-term happiness? Mercury and Virgo energy? Does it? I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you because it's a sideways card. This is something you're going to be deciding about slowly. And I think deciding slowly is a really good idea. You do have Judgment coming right after that. And what is that? That's Pluto energy. Judgment is definitely pure Pluto energy. A crucial turning point for Aquarius, definitely. It requires integrating your intuition and your intellect together to make a decision. Okay? Your undertone for this leg is healing. And we talked about that in your overview, right? Healing. You're healing from something. But it's not your focus, but it is an undertone. And maybe it's happening despite whatever you're doing, right? Maybe it's not a giant effort on your part. Maybe it's just happening. But there's something healing here. This could be a healing of a relationship. Could be a healing of your body, your mind, your emotions. It could be anything. But there is something healing here, and there is an undertone of that here. And when we add this up and we break it down, we get Mars energy. And that is goals, pursuit of the goals, asserting yourself. It's really nice energy for this particular thing. And you have 2 number 3s. And when you have 2 number 3s in tarot, it is a focus on growth. It is creative energy. It is decision-making ability. You're making decisions with these sideways cards. You're focusing on goals with this Pentacle card. There's something creative about this energy as well. Okay? So, moving towards your third leg. Let me see if I could do this without wrecking everything. Probably not, right? Let's see. Okay. Yeah. You have, in its truly upright form, you have the Queen of Pentacles, and this is Saturn in Capricorn energy. And we know that she is the most stable queen in the deck, right? So if you have been going through a time where you're unstable, ungrounded, living in your head too much, by the end of September, you're going to be the Queen of Pentacles. And I like that. And this is whether you have Earth in your chart or not. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is the watery side of Earth, right? Whether you're male or female, she is someone who manages her resources well. She creates a stable and fertile environment for the future. She nurtures those around her. She's very giving, but she's very stable, very stable. And in its upright form, the way it is, there is no, I mean, it's just something that's definitely good for you, and it's going to happen for you. And you have the, well, you have the Hierophant here. And look at this Hierophant is female. Wow. All right, so you have a female Hierophant, and you have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is Taurus energy, and it is the watery side of Earth, exactly the way the Queen of Pentacles is. And the only reason I say that is because it's a female, right? So you have the watery side of Earth again. Emotionally stable, nurturing, wise, but committing to something. Definitely committing to something traditional. This is a very traditional card. Very structured energy so far. I personally like it, you know. You have the King of Cups here. And look how interesting the King of Cups is. It has a moon for a head, right? And in this particular deck, this is Sun in Cancer. In most decks, he's Sun in Scorpio. In some decks, he is Sun in Pisces. But in this deck, he is Sun in Cancer. So you have the King of Cups here. And this, believe it or not, is the earthy side of water. So it flips. But what I like about this is that it is grounded earth energy mixed with water. So you have that generosity, that control, that emotional balance. If your emotions have been out of control lately, I think that by the end of the month, you're going to get a handle on it. Grounded in stability. Stability is a very, very good keyword for this leg. You have the Five of Wands coming in reverse. Love that for you. Saturn in Leo energy, the end of external or internal conflict. Release or overcoming a challenge. And the undertone here is pay attention to signs. And look at the number there, 10. You got that Pluto energy yet again, right? Pay attention to signs. You're going to notice signs this month, especially on this leg. You're going to notice signs. Signs that only you will notice, right? Signs in whatever way you are uniquely prone to seeing them. Could be the rabbits. Could be something else. Could be 1111. Whatever it is, that infinity symbol. Whatever it is that makes you uniquely you. You're going to see signs, and those signs should provide some comfort that you're going in the right direction. You also have two number 5s here, and that is challenges, right? It's significant change. It is the halfway point for something. But when we add this up and we break it down, we get number 2, which is the Sun card. Oh, no, excuse me. It's the Moon card. And the Moon card, it can, I mean, it is Cancer energy again. So it could be... things could be unclear for part of this month, and that's okay, because this is really good energy. But at the end of the month, you're going to feel very grounded, very stable. So the moon, by the light of the moon, things can seem unclear, but you can still see enough to go down the path, and that's what you should do here, Aquarius. Okay. Now, this is your challenge column, okay? Now, you do have some Leo energy here with the sun, but it is the sun on this side as opposed to this side. This would be the normal sun side, right? On this side, you see the sunflowers are pointing down. You see the sun's not particularly smiling on this person. Your challenge this month is to get through that period where the sun isn't shining, where things may not be as clear, where things may not be as happy. It looks like a very small part of your month, but it's there, right? And it is a challenge. But what I like about this is here's your Pluto energy. It's the Death card. But this is the side that you pulled as opposed to this nuclear winter, pretty much, right? This is the rebirth side, the sun rising again, right? Rebirth. What comes after death? Rebirth. What comes after winter? Spring. So you have here the sun coming out, but it looks like a challenge. This period of time looks challenging. And you have here, yeah, you have the Ten of Wands, right, coming in sideways. The Ten of Wands is, so you have that Pluto energy that's a little challenging, right, that came out over and over again. And you have this Saturn and Sagittarius energy, deciding what is worth walking away from and what is worth the hard work. The Ten of Wands is hard work. And you're going to be making some decisions as to what is worth your time and what isn't, what is worth your hard work and what isn't. And making that decision may feel like a challenge. It may feel like a challenge. But when we add this column up here, Aquarius, and we break it down, we get Venus, right? Our goals, our money, our love. We also get 2 number 10s, which is Pluto. It's death, it's endings, it's rebirth, it's Pluto. Pluto is here. Pluto's not going anywhere. Here you have the Tower, and the Tower is number 16 in this deck. And we know Tower energy, don't we? But don't forget, this is your opportunities column. And I like that if this is going to come out, this is the best, perfect place for it to come out, right? The Tower, the ending of a situation that was built on shaky foundations, an opportunity for a solid rebuild. This is Mars, Aries energy, a lot of Aries energy in your reading. Now, this could be looked at as Pluto energy. Some people look at the Tower as Pluto Scorpio energy. Either way, it fits, doesn't it, though? You do have here the 6 of Swords on this side as opposed to this side, as opposed to someone leaving a place. You are staying. You're staying somewhere as an opportunity. So it's a good thing that you're not going anywhere. It's a good thing that you're staying somewhere. It is a good thing. It is an opportunity for something. Maybe it's an opportunity for healing. I don't know. It's going to be different for all of you, but there is an opportunity attached to this non-movement in this particular way. You also have the 2 of Swords, and you have this side as opposed to this side, and this side looks troublesome, right? So look how calm this side is, right? You have the moon. What did I say? Things by the moonlight. Not always clear, but look how calm she is. Tunnel vision. Moon in Libra. 2 of Swords. Careful, calm decision making. You have the opportunity to do that. You have 2 number 6s here, a need for balance and finding solutions. But it's an opportunity. And, you know, you did pull, when we add this up, that's where we get one of our 6s from. It's Venus energy again. Again. And, you know, Libra, Taurus energy. It does pay to mention, since you've pulled Venus a few times, that on September 19th, and just, it's around that date, right? It's never exactly on the date. It's around that date. On or around September 19th, there will be a close conjunction between Venus, the moon, and star Regulus. It's a rare event. It really is. And it's in the sign of Virgo. And it will be visible as a morning star. So definitely look for it, because it came out in your reading for a reason. And if we look at, you know, Venus and Virgo in general for you, you may be approaching things in a more analytical way, a more practical way, an approach to goals and love situations, which is good for you here, Aquarius. I saw all that earth energy, the watery side of earth, and I think that's really good energy for you. Now, when we add everything up in this reading and we break it down, we get Mars energy. Does that shock you? I'll tell you what, though. The numbers are interesting. So you have Mars energy as a total. That confidence, that assertive energy. Yeah. Goes right back to this. And a couple of other things up here, right? So you have this Mars energy as a total. When the 2 numbers that were neck and neck that came out the most were 6 and 10, and that is Venus and Pluto. Shouldn't surprise you. The planet that came out the most, Mars. Shouldn't surprise you. The interesting thing, and usually I don't pull 3, okay? But I'm going to, because I find that all 3 of them are interesting. The 3 signs that came out the most were Aries, Libra, and Scorpio. What is that? Aries is Mars. Libra is Venus. Pluto is Scorpio, right? So you have Venus times 2. Your goals and your love life, your money. Mars times 3. Times 3. That assertiveness, that quick thinking is going to come into play. I don't know about quick thinking. I think your thinking is going to be, your decision making is going to be different, than you're going to take action. You're going to be very assertive this month. And Pluto times 2, which, I mean, it's an Aquarius reading, right? Now, the signs that came out were Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn, Aries, Aquarius, Libra, Taurus, Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Leo. I wish you nothing but the best, Aquarius. Don't forget to listen to your birthday reading. 3 blessings that are coming to you this year between 2025 and 2026. To pick a card reading, I'll attach it down at the bottom. I wish you nothing but the best. I'll see you next month. Namaste.